Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the topic type of questions. Now, what do you mean by questions? It is a technique by which a teacher measures the degree of understanding of the students, and students can clarify his meanings or his doubts which he or she has. And there are number of uh, questions type which we will discuss. It can be a essay type, it can be a short answer, it can be uh, objective type question, it can be very short questions. So there are different type of questions, and there are a technique to get the answers of these questions, and the students can help the students can take the help of questions to clarify the meanings which he has, or to have, if the students have any doubt, then they can ask the question. In the same way, the questions will help the teacher to measure the degree of understanding of the students, and the students can clarify their doubts with the help of the questions. Now, these are the learning objectives. Learning objectives of today's topic are concept of question. The student will able to know what you mean by the question. Purpose of question. What is the purpose or objective of asking the questions? Type of test. How many types of tests are there? Uh, Objective type of question. What do you mean by objective type of questions, and what are the merits or the demerits of objective type questions? Short answer type of questions. You after completing this unit, you will able to know that this is being known as the short answer type of questions, and these are the advantages and the disadvantages of short type answer type of questions. And the last one is essay answer type questions, means the student will have the concept or the meaning that this is called as the essay type answer. And the other way, the pros and cons of essay type questions, means they will understand what are the merits or the demerits of essay type questions. Now, definition of question. It is a technique by which teacher can measure the degree of understanding. Now, what we are saying, that it is a technique, a process through which a teacher can measure the degree of understanding, means how much a student has learned or understand that topic of the student, and student can clarify any point not clear to them, and with the help of the two questions, the student can clarify any point which is not clear to him. Purpose of questioning, to find out the level of knowledge, means what are the purposes of questioning? The first purpose is that this teacher will able to know the level of knowledge, how much the student have understand a concept. Level of knowledge achieved or not achieved, means how much the student has learned or acquired that knowledge. To develop the thinking ability, means the questioning skills. The questioning will help the students to develop their thinking ability. When a question is put in front of the student start thinking about the answer. So we are saying that the questioning helps in developing the thinking ability of the learners. To establish relationship between instructor and trainees. Now, what is that? With the help of question, they establish a relationship between instructor and trainer. Instructor, the teacher who is giving the instructions, and the trainees who are getting the knowledge. To evaluate the performance of the trainees and success of the teaching. With the help of the questions, the teacher can judge or evaluate or assess the performance of the trainees, how much they have learned a concept, and success of the teaching will, if the teacher come to know that all the objectives has been achieved, then what is that? That the success of the teaching has been made. To obtain attention of wandering minds, means when the teacher is teaching, sometimes the students, the teacher can use the technique of questioning to get the attention of the learners back to the teaching learning process. And these are the purposes of questioning. Now, type of test. Achievement test, it can be a standardized test and the teacher made test. Now, what do you mean by standardized test? A standardized test is that test which is developed in such a way that it has fixed norms, it has reliability, it has validity, and the procedure of getting the scoring procedure has also been fixed. Now the teacher made tests. These tests lacks reliability and validity. And the teacher made test can be further divided into three. That is, first one is written test, in which the teacher can to assess the knowledge of the student, or to assess the understanding of the students about a particular topic. He can ask the students to give the written test. The second one is oral. The teacher can ask the students to give their oral test. The student teacher can judge the performance of the learners with the help of oral test. Now, practical test, this teacher can give them any experiment and they have to conduct that experiment. Now, the written test is again clarify or divided into three types. The first one is essay type questions, where the student has to give the answers in 500 or to 600 words. Short answer type, where the student has to give answer in one or two line. Or the objective type questions, where there has number of choices and the student has to select the correct one. Now, first one is objective type of test. Now, objective type of test are those in which the scoring is objective. Means if your answer is correct, then you will get the answer marks. If the answer is incorrect, then you will not get the marks. The paper will cover the whole course. The objective type the paper is uh, designed in such a way that the whole course is covered under that. Answer will be definite and short, means there will not be any biasness. The answers will be objectively checked. More questions can be given in objective type test, means can be number of questions can be increased when we are talking about the objective type of test. There is less possibility of copying the answer. The student have less chance of copying the answers. These tests are more accurate because they test only that for which they are constructed. Now, what they are saying, that these tests are accurate because they measure for which they are measured to construct. Means they are measuring for what they are constructed. They are reliable too, and these tests are reliable too because they show relationship in the results for many times as they are administered. Now, what do you mean by reliability? Reliability is that when you administer a test, you get some score. When again the same test has been administered on the students, and you will get the score. If this scores from A test or the scores which you get from the B test are similar, then we will say that the tests are reliable. These tests have capability of testing all the aspects of teaching subjects. Means what we are saying, that the objective type tests have the capability of testing all the aspects of teaching subject. The student do not get tired because the duration of these tests are short. And what is that, the students do not get tired when an objective type test was given to the students to check their knowledge, because the duration of objective type test is very short. These tests can be easily administered, checked, and scored. Now, what they are saying, that these tests, means the objective type tests, are easily administered, easily checked, and scored. Scoring procedure is very easy. Checking procedure is very easy when a teacher is constructed or developing objective type of tests. They cover a wider range of the subjects. Means the whole broad area of the subjects has been covered when we are talking about the objective type of test. Now, type of objective type questions, they are of the following types: recall questions, B, completion questions, third one, true or false questions, fourth, multiple questions, fifth, matching type test items, sixth one is filling the blanks, seventh is the classification. These are the examples of objective type questions which a teacher can frame. Now, the first one is recall question. These are used to test the knowledge of the people. Now, these tests are constructed to test how much the student has learned the concept. Questions are simple and direct. For instance, means all the questions which are framed for the recall questions under the category of the recall questions are very simple and direct. For example, A, where was Subhash Chandra Bose? And B option B, who is the writer of Ramayana? Means these are the simplest and direct questions, and when we are asking the student the simple and direct questions, they come under the category of recall questions. The second one is completion questions. A short paragraph or few sentences are given in which important words are omitted. What do you mean by the completion questions? When a teacher has given a paragraph or few sentences to the students, and the student teacher has omitted some important words, and the student has to fill those important words at the correct place. The student are asked to complete sentences or paragraph by filling words in the blank spaces. Means the student has to fill the blanks with the correct options. Sometimes students are asked to fill two blanks at the same time. There is a choice that the student has to fill. There are two blanks has been created by the teacher, and the student are asked to fill two blanks at the same time. Students are also asked to fill in the missing letters. Examples are I wish, I dash a king. Now important word is omitted, and the student are asked to complete the sentence by filling the correct option or the correct word. Second one is I gave him a dash to cheer him. Now in that, a student are asked to fill two blanks at the same time. Now, third is true and false questions. A. Alternative response test. In these tests, true or false statements are given. Students are asked marks T against the true items and false F against the false items. Now, what is that? In a true and false question, an alternative response is given by the teacher to the students. The teachers ask the students to mark T against the true item which they consider is a true item, and F against the false item when the student consider that this is a false item. B. Mark against the true statement. Now teacher is not saying that you have to mark at both true and false statement. Now the teacher is asking the student to mark against the true statement. The C option the teacher can use, put X against the false statement. Now, what is that? The student can cross the false statement. Now, these are the alternative responses which a teacher can ask when our teacher is framing true and false questions to check the knowledge of the students. For instance, the earth revolves around the sun. Now, that is true or false, the teacher can ask the student. There are 14 months in a year. The teacher can ask the student to identify whether it is true or false. Now, the next objective type question is multiple choice question. Teacher provide multiple possible answers to a single question. Means the teacher is providing multiple answers to a simple question. The student are asked to put a mark against the correct answer. Now, what is that? The student are asked means the student has to put a correct mark against the correct answer from the given choices, or they are asked to write the correct answer in the given place, or the teacher can ask to write the correct answer in the given place. For example, the opposite of black is. Now the teacher has provided multiple possible answers to a question to the student. Now the possible answers is green, red, white, and blue. Now what the student has to do? The student has to put a mark against the correct answer. The first thing the student can do, and the second thing the student can do, that he can select the correct answer and write the correct answer in the given blank. Second one is beautiful means dash. And the options are pretty, large, complexion, sweet. Now again, multiple possible answers to a single question has been given by the teacher to the students. Now the student has to put correct a mark against the correct answer, or he can write the correct answer in the given place. Now, the next objective type question is matching test questions. Students are asked to match the items listed on one side with the items listed on the other side. Now, what the teacher asked to do? The teacher has created two uh, item list, item A and item B. Now, what the student has to do? The student has to match the listed on one side with the listed on the right side. Means the student has to choose the correct option for the correct item on the A side. For example, on the A side there are options day, come, love, fruit. On the B side, it is mentioned go, night, vegetable, hate. Now, what they has to do, the student has to ask the teacher will ask the student to match the items from A to B. For example, the first one is day. Now the student has to select from the listed B that what will be the correct match. That now the student will judge whether it will be go, whether it will be night, whether it will be vegetable, or whether it will be hate. Now the student will select day with night. Now, the next objective type is filling the blanks. Students are asked to fill in the blanks with suitable words. Now, when the teacher is framing this filling the blanks, the teacher asks the students to fill the blanks with the correct answer or the best suitable words. Sometimes they have to fill the words themselves. Sometimes the student has to fill the words themselves at the blank. Sometimes few words are given and students are to select the correct word out of them. And sometimes the student has given some choices and the student has to select the correct word out of them and fill in the blank. And after selecting the correct word from the given options, the student will fill the blanks. Examples are given below. The capital of India dash. There are dash days in a year. Now the next is classification test. This is also known as odd man out. The classification test is also known as odd man out. In these tests, a list of several similar words like name of person, of places, of objects are given. Means when the teacher is framing a classification test, then in these type of tests a list of similar words were given by the teacher, and the teacher will ask the student to pick out the odd man out. The students are asked to underline. The teacher can ask that you have to underline the odd man out or to draw a circle around the most different words from the list of words. Now, the teacher can ask the student either to underline the word which is different from the given several words, or the teacher can ask the student to draw a circle around most the different word from the list of words. Examples are given below: newspaper, magazines, novel, library, and book. Now the student has several words like newspaper, magazines, novel, library, and books. Now, what the teacher can ask the student either to underline the odd man from the given several words, or he can make a circle on the odd man, which he found that this word is not similar with the given choices. The second option is cat, cow, dog, fish, and lion. The student has to do the same thing again for the second one. Now, advantages of objective type items. A large amount of study material can be tested in a very short period of time. Now, what is that? A large amount of study material means the student, when the teacher is framing a objective type test, then the whole course can be covered. Economy of time. It is easy to construct the objective type test, then there is a saving of time. Objectivity of scoring means there is no biasness on the part of the teacher while doing the scoring. No buffering will be there. It reduces the subjective element of the examiner to the minimum. Why that the objective test type questions will be judged in the objective way, and the teacher's biasness will not affect the scorings of the objective type test, so it reduces the subjective element of the examiner. If carefully planned means the teacher should careful while he is planning objective type items. It can measure the higher mental process of understanding, application, analysis, prediction, and interpretation. What they are saying, that if a teacher has carefully planned the objective type items, then it measures the higher mental process of understanding, how much the student has understand, application, whether the student, the knowledge which he has got, can apply to the different situations of their life, analysis the situation, prediction, upon based on the knowledge he can predict about the future, and the interpretation of the knowledge has been made or not. Now, limitations of objective type items, difficulty in preparing good items. It is very difficult to prepare a good type of items of objective type test. Problem of guessing, the student has a difficulty this of guessing. Problem of cheating, the student can easily cheat. Inefficiency in testing complicated skills means only simple skills can be tested with the help of objective type test. High printing cost because so many pages will be there. Uh, so then what will happen? The printing cost will definitely increase. Emphasis on testing superficial knowledge. Now, short answer type. This is again a type of questions. These questions consist of short answer questions, as the pupil has to answer questions in a few sentences. Now, in when the teacher is constructed a short answer type, the student has to give the answer in one or two lines. So the questions can be spread over the entire course. Here also the questions which are being framed by the short answer test covered the whole course. Some examples are mentioned below, means examples of short answer type. Name some historical places of your state. Now, the teacher can ask such questions. Now, this teacher is asking how many historical places are, name the historical places of your state. Now, what will happen? The student will give the answer, and the student has to give the answer of that particular question in few sentences only. The teacher can also ask questions on grammar, that the teacher can ask the student to apply the correct verb in the following sentences. He may also ask to write definitions. The teacher can ask the students to write the definition of noun, verb, adverb, and can ask comprehensive questions too. And in the short answer type, the teacher can ask the student some comprehensive questions too. Now, advantages of short answer type items. Now, the first one is large portion of the content can be covered in a test. Means the whole course will be covered when a teacher is framing short answer type items. No opportunity for guessing. There is no opportunity for guessing whether this answer will be correct or this will be correct. Easy to construct. It is easy to construct short answer type item because it measures a relatively simple outcomes. It can be made quite objective by carefully fixing the value points. Now, what is that? We can reduce the biasness also when the teacher is framing the short answer type items. Useful in evaluating the ability to interpret diagrams, chart, graphs, etc. It carefully prepared deep level of objective understanding, application, and problem solving skills can be evaluated. Now, what is that? When a teacher is carefully constructing short answer type items, then these type of answer questions can easily judge or assess the performances of the student on the basis of their understanding, how much they understand a particular question, application, how they will apply that knowledge to their day-to-day life situations and problem solving, whether the problem solving skills has been developed in the learners or not. Now, limitations of short answer type items. Now, it is more subjective than the objective type of item. Now, we are saying that the short answer type items which has been constructed by the teacher are not objective type items. They are subjective in their nature. It may encourage students to memorize facts and develop poor study habits. When we are talking about the short answer type items, then we are saying that it encourages the memorization among the student. The student will memorize the facts and develop poor study habits. Mechanical scoring is not possible when we are talking about the short answer type items. Now, essay type. Answer of the essay type of questions are long. Now the student has to give the answers of those questions in around 500 to 600 words approximately. These are very useful to test the power of expression of the student. Means the student has given the choice to express their own opinion when a teacher is constructed a essay type item. It is free responses test item. The student has not been bounded in responses when we are designing essay type questions or framing the essay type questions. Help in ensuring a wide coverage of content, and these essay type questions help the teacher to cover a wide range of content. Means the teacher can ask the question from all the content and able to judge the understanding of the learner. And variety of objectives can be fulfilled, whether knowledge, application, understanding, skill. All these type of objectives can be easily judged by framing the essay type questions. Help in evaluating complex skills. Essay type questions are also help in evaluating the complex skills, whether the student has achieve those skills or not. Write the main idea of the passage. This can be a question. Now, the teacher is asking the student that they have to write the main idea of the passage. Write the central idea of the poem. The teacher can ask the student that they have to write the central idea of the poem. This is again a type of a essay type question. Now, advantages of essay type questions: easy to prepare. Easy to prepare in comparison to objective type items. Useful in measuring certain abilities and skills. Means the abilities, the student abilities can be easily measured with the help of essay type item. Permit the examinee to write down comprehensively what he knows about something. Means the student has the choice or the freedom to write the answer in his own way. Promote originality and creative thinking. Means when the the teacher is giving the freedom to students to express their own opinion, then what will happen, that it will promote the originality of thoughts and creative thinking among the students. Possibility of guesswork can be eliminated because there is no responses and the student responses are not bounded in choices. Reduce chance on the spot copying. There is a minimum chance of copying when a teacher is constructed or framing essay type items. Low printing cost in comparison to the objective type test items. Now, limitations of essay type questions. It cannot cover the whole course. They leave many parts of the syllabus untouched. Means only the main questions or the main parts will be from which the teacher will develop the questions. There is individuality in giving marks by the examinees. Means subjectivity will be there. There will be no objectivity when the teacher is evaluating the answer sheets. Emphasis is given long answers. Means the student has to give the answers in long. There are difficulties to check. Sometimes it is very difficult for the teacher to check the long answers. Minimum efforts and thoughts are given by the teacher to the construction of questions for examination paper. With the result, many irregularities often creep into the question paper. Now, what we are saying, when when the teacher is making essay type items, the teacher take these construction of these type of questions with very ease, and because of this taking these as a in a very easy and simple manner, sometimes there are some regularities in the question paper. Its scoring is highly subjective, means objectivity is lacking. Every examiner will judge the answer sheet in its own way. It is influenced largely by the quality of handwriting, references, etc. Means what is that? When the teacher is assessing the copies, the teacher assess the copies on the basis of how the handwriting was in the answer sheet. Checking of the answers of the essay type questions required a great deal of time devotion. Means it required a lot of time to check the copies of essay type answer, and concentration of mind, and so much attention is needed by the teacher. Often teachers are not able to fulfill these conditions, and often the teacher is not able to devote so much time and concentration of mind to while checking the essay type questions. Now, these are the MCQs. Now, let us discuss some MCQs based on the topic which we have discussed today. Dash is a technique by which the teacher can measure the degree of understanding of the students. Now, the options are A, question, B, answers, C, quiz, or the D1 is presentation. Now, you have to give the correct answer from the given choices, and the correct answer is question. Now, question is a technique by which the teacher can measure the degree of understanding, how much you have learned. Question is a technique by which dash can clarify any point not clear to them. Now, question is again a technique by which dash, the options are A, student, B, teacher, C, expert, or the D, child, and the correct answer is the students. Now, a question is a technique by which student can clarify any point that is not clear to him. Questioning established relationship between dash and trainees. Now, between whom the relationship established when the teacher is asking the question: A, instructor; B, learner; C, student; and the D, the facilitator. So, there this questioning established relationship between instructor and the trainees. The fourth one is questioning evaluate the dash of the trainees and success of the teaching. Now the options are A, performance; B, understanding; C, learning; and the D1 is knowledge. Now the correct answer is, now you have to select the correct answer from the given choices, and the correct answer is performance. Means the option A, means questioning evaluate the performance of the trainee. Now the fifth one, dash type of tests are those in which the scoring is objective. Which type of tests are those in which the scoring is objective? First, objective; B, essay; C, short type; or the D, very short type. Now, you have to select the correct answer from the given choices, and the correct answer is objective type tests are those in which the scoring is objective. Now the sixth one, objective tests have capability of dash all the aspects of a teaching subject. Now the options are A, testing; B, learning; C, inquiring; and the D, thinking. Now which type of capability we are talking about? Now you have to select the correct answer, and the correct answer is testing. Means objective type tests have capability of testing all the aspects of teaching subject. Now, a short paragraph or a few sentences are given in which important words are omitted are called. Means a teacher is framing a question in such a way that he omits some important words. The options are completion question, B. Analogy questions. C. True and false questions. Or the D. Essay questions. Now, students, you have to select the correct answer from the given options A, B, C, D. Yes, students, now the correct answer is option A, that is completion questions. Now, in the completion questions, the teacher construct the question in such a way that the teacher asks the students to fill the important words which he or she has omitted. Now, in multiple choice questions, teacher provide dash possible answers to a single question. Now, in multiple choice questions, teacher provide what possible answers to a single question. Options are A, multiple, mean the teacher is giving the multiple possible answers to a simple question. B, single possible answer to a single question. C, the teacher provide double possible answers to a single question. Or the D option is the teacher provide fixed possible answer to a single question. Now you have to select the correct answer from the given choices, and the correct answer is, yes students, now the correct answer is multiple. Means in multiple choice questions, teacher provide multiple possible answers to a single question. Now the ninth one, dash test is also known as odd man out. Means you have to give the other name from which we call odd man out. Now options are A, classification, B, short, C, true and false, or the D one, essay. Now you have to select the correct answer from the given choices. Now yes students, what is the correct answer? Now the correct answer is classification. Now classification test is also known as odd man out. Now the 10th one, dash are very useful to test the power of expression of the student. Which type of test can be designed by the teacher to, if he wants to judge the power of expressions of the students? Now the options are short questions, B, objective questions, C, very short questions, or the D, essay questions. Now you have to select the correct answer from the given choices. Now the correct answer is A, short answer questions, B, objective questions, or the C, very short questions, or the D, essay questions. So the correct answer is essay questions, as the essay questions are very useful to test the power of expressions of the students. Now, thanking students. With this particular narration, we will understand what do you mean by questions, first thing. Second thing, we understand about the types of questions in which we have discussed about the objective type, the very short type, and the essay type. And when we are looking at the various type of objective type questions that can be constructed, we are saying that objective type questions are those questions which can be classified as true or false. It can be the classification test in which the student has to pick out the odd man out, and we are saying the teacher can construct multiple choice questions in which the teacher is giving several possible answers to the student, and the student has to select the right option from the given choices, or the teacher can construct the filling the blanks. Now in that filling the blank, the teacher can ask the students to fill the correct word, or the teacher can ask the students that when the teacher is constructed a question, the teacher can ask that the teacher can give some choices to the students regarding the question and the teacher can ask the students either to underline or to circle the correct answer from the given choices. Now, in the true and false, the teacher can ask the students to recognize, to identify whether that statement is true or false, first thing, and the teacher can ask the students to mark true for a true statement and false for a false statement. Or the teacher can ask the students to put a cross mark against the false statement. These are the objective type questions, and in the next we studied that there are very advantages of objective type question. And when we are talking about the advantages of objective type tests, we are saying that these type of tests are easy to construct. Means the teacher are when they are constructed the essay type questions, they covered a broader area of the content. Means any questions can be asked from the whole content which the teacher has prepared for evaluating the students knowledge. Second thing which we have is that when the teacher is constructed a objective type question, then it is free from subjectivity or the biasness of the student teacher, or they are free from the opinion of the teacher of what the teacher is thinking. So objective type, in objective type question, the scoring procedure is objective. Means you will get uh, 1 mark for the correct answer if you have written the correct one. The teacher do not have the choice to cut the mark or to deduct the mark when the teacher is framing an objective type question. Now, then we studied about the short answers. Then we are saying that in the short answers, the student have to write the answers for a given question in 1 or 2 lines or on few words. Means a question which is asked by the teacher, the student has the choice to give the answer of that questions in 1 or 2 lines. Means they can not give a long answer when a short answer type question has been asked by the teacher. These questions are simple and they are direct. Means what do you mean by the direct? That the answers of those questions will be easily found by the students from the chapter itself. These type of questions are subjective in nature. Sometimes some says that it is objective in nature, but sometimes some are of the opinion that no, these questions are again of the subjective opinion, as the subjectivity is there when the teacher is evaluating these type of questions. Now these type of questions which the teacher will frame will again cover the whole curriculum. Means the teacher can ask the questions from the whole curriculum which he or she has taught to the student. These questions are easy to construct, and these questions are directly asked from the chapter or from the content which has been taught by the teacher. In the last, we have talked about the essay type questions. These are the essay type questions are those questions which are asked by the teacher, that the student has to give the answers of those questions in approximately 500 to 600 words. Means they have to give the answers in around this much word limit. The student get tired while writing the essay type questions. This is again a drawback. And the teachers also get tired while checking the copies of essay type questions, as these questions required lot of concentration and time for checking the answer sheets. Then what is the advantage of essay type question? That the essay type questions are easily to construct. Means that the time limit which has been uh, when the teacher is constructed a objective type questions, the teacher needs a lot of time to construct them. But when a teacher is constructing a essay type question, he or she required a less time to construct them. But they are difficult to check, they are difficult to access, and the most important thing is that they are not objective. Means subjectivity biasness of the teacher is one of the important drawback of this essay type question. Means the exam, the reliability, we are not sure that the reliability will be the same when a teacher is assessing the performances of the students on the basis of essay type question. Now, this is what about the today's topic, the questions, types of questions, and the objective question, very short questions, and the essay type question. So, in the next lecture, we will focus on different how to construct different type of questions, what are the characteristics of a good question, and what our type of test should be constructed to measure which type of knowledge or the skill or the comprehension you want to check. And further we will read about the examination open book exam system that is prevailing in the current scenario of our education system. Thank you, students. Thank you so much.